decimal place value. So in the beginning, we worked on place value, but we mainly talked about the whole numbers, which are located on the left side of the decimal place. These are whole. Now, we are going to be focusing on the other side, which we call the parts. Now, the way these things are named is very similar to what the whole numbers are. For instance, if I start on my decimal place and I move to my first position, this is called the ones. And again, we learned that this is also called the unit spot, which makes it the first whole number. Then we go to the 10, then the hundreds. That makes a whole family. And that order will also repeat itself, with the next family being the 1,000s, then the 10,000s, then the 100,000s. Then that family would finish, and we'd start again with the 1 millions, 10 millions, 100 millions, and we would continue. Now, as you move from the decimal point to the left, you're getting bigger. As you move from the decimal point to the right, you're getting smaller. That means that something located way over here is smaller than anything before it. So let's talk about how you name the decimal place value spots. It's actually going to be the same pattern that you moved as you went from the decimal point to the left. The pattern is going to remain the same as you move from the decimal point to the right, except for the first spot. The first spot is not called the ones or the units. They actually skip that. And they start with the tens. So we're going to skip the first spot, and then we go 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million, 10 million, 100 million. So it's the same pattern. Let's notice a couple of things. You don't call this 10 like this one. We actually call it something different. We call it tenths. This next one also hundredths. This THS is added to the end of every number so that we know that when you say it to somebody, tenths, they know you're talking about the number to the right of the decimal, not the number to the left. Or hundredths, that's to the right. 100, that's to the left. 1 millionths, that's to the right. 100,000, that's to the left. That's how we know the difference. Now, when it comes to saying these numbers, it can be quite difficult. It's going to take practice. And most of the times when I work with students they want to spend a lot of time doing this. Now, there are other places where you can go to find more help with this. And I suggest if you're having trouble learning, or if you're interested in being able to say very fancy numbers, then you can look that up. But we're going to try to keep it very basic and very, very small, very easy. For instance, this number that's listed up here is 3,684. That's 3,684. Now, we've practiced that before. But what we want to practice is what's on the right side. If I have 0.26, I'm going to show you how this works. You'll notice that you have the number 26, and this 6 is actually ending on this position here. Well, when we say 0.26, when we call it 26, we call it 26 hundredths. So you would actually say the number that's listed here as 26. 26. But you also have to say the place value also, and it goes right after you say 26. And the place value you want to say is where the last number is located. So you would want to say 26 hundredths. Now, if I add a 1 here, that would change this number. This number would now be 0.261. And when you say 261, you say 261. But you would also want to say the place value also. 261 thousandths, because the 1 is in the thousandth spot.